Good morning, everybody. It is December 1st, 8:25 a.m. Got a lot of news coming out in about 5 minutes. Real quick, let's look at this watch list, what we got going on here. Let's see, crude's up 1.66%. China continues to soften their stance on COVID. People can actually quarantine in their homes now. Let's see, the Russell's up 0.43, ES 0.25, the NASDAQ 0.23, the Dow 0.08. The VIX is flat. Bitcoin down 0.12, flat basically. The dollar is down. That's pretty much newsworthy. It's down to 105, down 0.74%. The 10-year yield is down, wow, 3.27% to 3.58. Wow, that's huge. That is a really big move down. That's crazy. I just realized that. That's pretty nuts. As far as laggards and leaguers, we had a huge move yesterday, so I wasn't expecting much. But looks like AMD, Tesla, Nvidia are up. Laggard, Snow, they had earnings. Um, what else we got here? Baba's down 2.38%. Let's see, Roblox is up 1.13%. And Costco, let's see this. Costco's got earnings coming up, but they are down 2.83%. Salesforce had earnings, had some beats, but their CEO stepping down. They are down 6.81%. So, any kind of leader, I would say 0.6 semiconductors, SR sectors, followed by real estate, which is not the basically about the defensive stocks. And then the only laggard is Staples, which is Costco. All right, that's really anything to note. Let's move on to this news that we got coming up here. Now, I don't know how much impact this will have. Um, yeah, I don't know how much impact this will have, this PCE, but the Fed follows the core PCE. Um, we have initial jobless claims. We have personal spending. We have some Fed speak at 9:30. Be careful with that. Right at the open, we have manufacturing PMI at 9:45. ISM manufacturing PMI at 10. So there could be some volatility in the first half hour with the Fed speaking and these other data coming out. Now we got about a minute now till this comes out. I don't know if this will move the market or not. We have to see. I didn't think yesterday's move was going to be um, that big of a move. I was not expecting that big of a move. A lot of short covering. So we really have to see. Um, Fed really didn't say anything different. It just confirmed that they're going to slow down the rate hikes. And that's all the market needed, I guess. So let's see here. We have 20 seconds till this news comes out. Let's see if this moves the market at all. I might even go to hourly chart just to show. So jobless claims, Jesus, they went down. That's actually not good. Let's see the PCE. PCE went down, and that's causing a little step in the market here. PCE going down. jobless claims. It just, that market is so tight. The initial jobless claims are forecasting 235,000, actual 225. And the previous was 241. It actually got better. Very interesting. But then PCE, oh, wait a minute. Look at PCE number was revised. 6.0, 6.0. Doesn't matter. The market's liking it. Month over month, 0.3, expected 0.5. Personal spending, month over month, 0.8, expected 0.8. So market shrugging off the this is nuts. Shrugging off the jobless claims, which is concentrated on the PC, which is no surprise. You can see the watch list now. It's gonna look a little different. Now Tesla's up 1.27%. Coin 1.47%. AMD. See, that market's starting to move now. We're starting to get an upper wick now, though. You can see now. There's little Rosita commenting. Give me one sec, guys. All right. Wow. This market's nuts. This market's pushing. Now this is the gap that we had. This range right here. And I don't, gaps don't fill in the overnight trading pre-market here, so that won't count. But that's where it's at right now. It's at the top of the gap. So let's get rid of this little supply zone here. That don't mean nothing. So now we're gapping up. Pretty crazy. Wow. Look at Tesla go, huh? Tesla's at 198. 200 is a key level for Tesla. I'm honestly seeing this as a ripe for a fade. If the market keeps up these highs, it's probably ripe for a fade. But however, I won't just fade it blindly. So let's just get into, I want to get into what happened yesterday. All right, so everybody and their mother sees a 200 moving average. We were here at this balance high here, broke through it, crushed through the 200 moving average. Now we have this trend line to contend with. This trend line has been hit multiple times. You can see started here once, twice. Now we're kind of knock on the door now. Now this trend line would be around here, 408, right around this area. So we're right around that right now. Okay. Then we got 411 next. So we have to see here. I don't. Market could be getting a little ahead of itself right now, but market's going to do what the market's going to do. Okay. Let's look at the Qs. The Qs. Okay, we have that trend line as well. Okay, we're nowhere near it. Now look what else we have here. We're only at the 50% Fibonacci of this move to here. We haven't even reached 50% yet. Now with the gap up, let's see where we're at. This is 294.34 is the 50% Fibonacci. We're at 294 right now. So we're at the 50% Fibonacci. The 100-day moving average, which is right here, the yellow line, was at 291. We broke that yesterday. Okay, but notice this high here was not broken. However, with this little gap up, if it stays, will be higher than that. But we have to see. This is a pretty key level, 50%. From this move down, we've retraced not 50% yet in the real-time trading session. Okay, but right now we're there. Perfect opportunity to take some profits for people. Okay, we can look at the weeklies and the Qs. See, at this level yesterday, look at that. That's where we stopped. This weekly high here. Okay, we could even look at the weeklies, SPY weeklies here. See, SPY broke out. It had a clean break. But the Nasdaq did not in the weeklies. Okay, just to keep that in mind. Now let's look at our triple headed. Okay, because the big story of the day right now is that TNX gapping down. This is huge. This trend is continuing lower. We just gapped. Look at that. We were at 3.6. We opened up. Let's see where we opened. Opened up at 3.5. Look at that gap. People buying bonds. Okay. So we hit. Look at the support level I had here. 3.56. That's where we hit. We hit it. It held. We break this. Whew. Rudolph's getting ready, right? We break this down. This support level has been 1, 2, 3, now 4 times support. If we break this, oof. I mean, if we look at TLT, it should just be the inverse, right? TLT should be going up. Even if we look at the, we're looking at the extended, but the daily's not going to show us that. We'd have to look at this smaller time frame. Let's see, like a 1 hour. Here we go. TLT, see this opening up, pushing higher. Let's go back to the daily. Let's go back to take this off. Let's go back to the TNX. So this is just pretty crazy, right? So let's look at that VIX. VIX, no surprise, down a little bit. Around this is a support level. Now let's mark this down. Look at that nice support level right here, 20.3. Right, break that. Let's put an alert here. This is a major support, so I'll get that support alert. Break that, next down to 19. Right, that just means higher for the market. Right, let's look at the dollar. Dollar's pushing, broke this 105 support level, broke the 200-day moving average. Okay, positive for equities, positive for commodities. Okay, all right, let's move on. Sorry guys, let me give you my watch list. Let's move on to the market profile. Okay. There's not much to glean from yesterday. Everybody knows what happened. Okay. But what I do want to show is the poor structure on this move, because there was a lot of short covering. So these are single prints. Here, here, all the white boxes. Here, here, here. That's one side trading. There's not a lot of volume. You can see it in here, right? The volume was at the top and a little bit here. But if you notice, look at how skinny this volume is. Okay, so there wasn't two-sided trading going. That's on a very weak foundation. Okay, but it was short covering, so which is expected. Okay, so what do we have going on? Most trader price, this is bullish because the most trader price was at the top. Okay, now we're gapping up. We're right here, 4101. Here's the high. Here's the low. Let me put that again. Here's the high, 4104. Here's the low, 4072. We're at a very balanced session here. It's very balanced. Okay. So right now, we opened up, we came down, and now we're going up. We're gapping higher, right? Like I said, if we keep pushing higher, okay, this doesn't have to happen, but there's a good chance we revisit the highs. Okay, I'll be looking for that. Okay, this gap makes it again a little harder to read. Okay, because this is balanced. This is from the PCE numbers. Okay, very thin up here into a gap. However, that doesn't count because it's not the 9:30, the 4:15 session. Okay. Now, the very key here is the most trader volume was up here. If we take out this overnight low, all these longs from overnight and yesterday, we'll be in trouble, right? And this is the 200-day moving average. We could definitely, there's these single prints here, right? We could definitely visit this. Okay, we definitely could revisit this. Now, where did that move come from? Down here, right? This is where it started. Look at just what I said. Most trader price of the year, month, week. It was right in here. You can see the single print started from here. Okay. I did not expect the big move to happen with Powell because Powell didn't say anything new. He just confirmed what we already knew. But that's what the market needed, right? So let's look at the Qs. Same story. Okay. We're gapping up. However, okay, you can see here that I had a supply zone right here, and that's where we found some sellers. This box here means there's a high volume node from the past that's holding this NASDAQ down. Okay, I will show you in the hourly chart this supply zone. It's very important for the NASDAQ, okay? So we're gapping higher right here. We're at 120, 109. High, low of the overnight. This is the high of yesterday. Okay, very balanced. Very balanced session. Now, one thing to note, the volume in the NASDAQ, the most volume is down here. It was not able to have the most volume up here. Okay, and again, a lot of single prints. That's emotional buying, not two-way trading, okay? That doesn't offer a lot of support. Now, one thing you want to hold in a big market, I should have said this in the ES, but one thing you always want to look at is this move. It's very easy, okay? You want to look at the 50% retracement of it, which is the midpoint of yesterday. 117.80 in the NASDAQ. You don't want to see it, the market fall below this. Think about a Fibonacci, 50% Fibonacci. It's the same thing. It's just the mid, which is 50% of this move. You don't want to see that taken out. And you have the 9 EMA daily right here, so that could act as support, but you just don't want to see that taken out. Okay. So here we go. See, we're starting to come off the top now. No surprise. No surprise. Price action can always fool you and get you excited, and it's. I used to get excited about it, but not anymore. So what are we looking at here? I told you we're looking at the midpoint here. That's what you want to hold. Okay. And also, can we bring value higher today? That's the key. Can we bring value higher? Can we move the 5-day, the most traded price of the week, up here? Can we move it up here? That would be bullish. Okay. See if we can do that. Now, I told you the midpoint in that, so let me just give you the midpoint in the ES. Okay. That level is 40, 15, 25 right here. This is the midpoint. Also, 9 EMA dailies right here. Okay. You want to hold this to have any kind of chance of this getting legs. Okay. You have the 200-day moving average here. So, getting some pull, we're getting some selling now happening, right? People are going to take profits. No surprise. All right. Just had a huge move yesterday. Okay. You need to balance this off. You need to digest it. All right. Now let's look at. I need to look at those charts. And we can put this into perspective. Here was that big move from yesterday. We came all the way up to here. Right. Now notice right here, there's a big node here. That could be our next destination, 4158. Right here. If we balance, right, and hold, probably going here. Okay, most traded price of the year, then the last year here. That's where we made the move from. See it? Boom. So, didn't expect that from yesterday. Okay, still have December 13th CPI and December 14th FOMC ahead of us, and non-farm payrolls and unemployment tomorrow. Okay, so look at the Nasdaq very quickly. Same thing. Here we were, big move from there. All right, we have a node here. That is 121.23. Okay, I could pause the market, right? And then low volume node here, which means this low volume nodes either get blown right through or they hold. Okay. And what level is that? That would be like 122.91. Okay, that was prior resistance before. All right, enough of that. Let's get into the hourlies. All right, back to the hours. Now we got a nice wick here. Like, see that? People taking profits. People taking profits now. We got all the way up to, let's see, the high was 41.05. All right, we're at 40.91. Okay. We're starting to dip back, almost not a gap anymore. I get rid of this level here. So this is the overnight low, 4071, 4072, 4072, I believe. All right, you got to keep an eye on that. Okay, here's our gap ahead of us. Okay, the old gap still not filled, has to fill in the real-time trading sessions. Okay, now big move like this, you got to digest it. It usually balances the next day. Okay, usually going to get some balance, get some froth taken off. Well, let's see what happens here. Now that's not, I don't have much to say about this chart. I mean, it's meteoric, and now we're holding it. Okay, now we're holding it. So let's look at that Nasdaq, and I want to show you that level I'm talking about in the Nasdaq. So here's the Nasdaq. Let me even break it out to 4-hour chart so I can see it better. All right, so if I come back here, you can see, and I'll make it a little smaller. You can see where we're at here, right? So this, where we're at right now, this was resistance. This was resistance. And now we're here again. Look, resistance. Not out of the woods yet. Okay, this is the real, be a big level for the Nasdaq to break out. Okay, now if you want to really put them all together, I should probably say that level is around the 121.31. Now notice that 121.31 is very important. That's the high volume node I was pointing out in the other chart. Okay, see this pop out of volume here. That's the 121.31. Need to get above this area and hold it to go, right? But it's been very resistant. Very resistant. So we have to see. Let me go back to an hourly chart. And move on. All right, now let's go to the market profile. Very simple today. Very simple. Very simple. I just laid it out. We have the gap above us. Okay, we have the most, this is the ES. We have the most traded price up here. Okay, I could definitely see if there's the overnight low, 40.72. Okay, I could see us even, maybe even if we open here, push up higher, come back down, right? And I can see us taking out, people taking some profits, hitting that 200-day moving average. That's going to cause some support, and maybe we could bounce and balance off here. Okay. Bearish, you want to talk bearish, same thing. I think we come up, come back down, longs liquidate. Now this is a little more bearish. 200-day moves, come under it, hit above it, we lose it, and we hit the 50% retracement of 40.15 and the 9 EMA daily. We either bounce and balance off, or we're going lower. Now this is not the likely lower, but we will. Okay, and then of course we could always, I could even say, you know, can we still hold this gap and go? We can. I don't think that's likely. I think we probably still, even in a bullish scenario, either hold the overnight lows and go higher, or come off this 200-day moving average and fill the gap. Okay, big move happened, so I'm not expecting much higher, but got to give that scenario. Okay, now the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq. All right, so if we're gonna go for a bull, and I think this is gonna be tough because of that level I told you, that resistance, the supply zone, and this high volume node up here is gonna be tough to push through. But if we do, I think too we come down to maybe the overnight lows, hold it, and it's going to be tough sledding here. And if we pop above it and hold, and there's more supply up here, okay, so it's going to be tough. Possibly, do we get up to 122.60? Possibly, not likely. Okay, bearish. I think we can open, pop into this area, find sellers, go down to the overnight lows, take out those. Okay, clean up some singles prints here, and I think we might revisit this, the 9 EMA daily, come down here to the mid. Okay, and then either we go lower or we pop up and we bounce. Okay, and lastly, what I think we could pop up, come down, and hold in here and bounce right around the 100-day moving average. But this level is very key. I mean, it's going to be hard to punch through it, especially after a big move, right? You need to relax a little bit, digest the move. So that's it for me, guys. I'll be watching closely for this to break down in the ES and in the Nasdaq, because I believe we can get some froth taken off this move, you know. But of course, I'm not gonna just jump in. I have to wait to see what the market's showing me. All right. So I wish everybody good luck today. Hey, give me a comment, like, or subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. Hope everybody stays green today. All right. I'll talk to you guys. Maybe I'll do a market update later too as well. All right.